Each week we listen to an album, here's our mind. Just know it's gonna take about 3 hours of your time to hear us complain or praise each other's taste. But no matter what, at the end of the day, we're just best friends who love different music. We are earbuds, earbuds, earbuds. This is Earbuds.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Earbuds. If you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. Tell us everything you're thinking about. We want to know, we really do. Good or bad, good or bad. And if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, but you think that's your only option, no. Find us on all podcast platforms and follow us there. You can download the audio-only episodes and listen to them on your way to freaking work, baby.
Oh my God! This is Earbuds.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Earbuds. My name is Landon and this is my friend Joey, and we are Earbuds together, separate, and with all of you. That's right. Everyone, we want to be a collective. We want to be a fandom. We want to be a group of people known as Earbuds. So when you comment down below and I say, or our social media manager says, hey bud, with a capital B, that's not condescending to you. That is because you are an earbud.
Yeah.
If you have joined this community, you are an earbud, and we will call you bud.
Maybe do a Landon,
not buddy.
Or our social media manager should do a parentheses bud. Sort of like, or no.
Ear.
A comma.
Oh.
Like, no. Yeah, a comma. No. No. A no. An apostrophe.
Oh.
Apostrophe bud. So it's like
The
bud.
The ear is silent?
The ear is silent.
I like it.
But the ear is not silent on this episode. The ears make a lot of noise here because this is the newest episode of our show that you're listening to right now, right after these messages. All right, we're back.
This is the show where one of us brings an album for the other one to listen to, and then we discuss it track by track. Now, typically, I will bring one, we'll talk about it, and then the next week Joey will bring one. And that's exactly what's happening this time too.
But in reverse, last week I brought an album, and then you said, well, check this one out, and
that's right.
Your turn this time.
That's right. And this week we are closing out, maybe, I guess, the Pink trilogy.
I think we're closing it out.
Okay. So we started with the Pink Spiders.
Yes.
You brought Every Time I Die.
Yep.
Low Teens, which is black and pink. The Pink Spiders, black and pink. Now I have brought HELLMODE by Jeff Rosenstock, which is, as you can tell, black and pink.
Super black and pink. More pink on this one than the first two. I think you did a good finale to close it out this way with how much pink is on this album, Landon. It's just crazy. And I'm guessing you got the neon pink record inside this bad boy.
That I did,
So just bursting at the seams. And, of course, like I promised last week, I was going to get the album, and we're going to put it on the table. I didn't buy it. It was just didn't have,
Yeah, it's fine. You know what's sad, though? When I first put this album into my cart on Bandcamp, when it first popped up and I first found it, it was the multicolor limited edition. And then when I went back to buy it, it was gone already.
Was it the blue?
Yeah, it was like
Jeff's Cool version. I think it was blue and pink merge or something. There's also the red. There's the Zia Records one that looks cool. I might have to be getting in on that one.
Well, you can't. The one I was getting, you can't.
Yeah.
But anyway,
get there soon enough.
I added it and then I said no. I gotta wait.
Well, how soon did you pick this up?
Well, I only bought it a couple weeks ago, but I've been listening since it dropped.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want to. I've been trying not to buy so many
records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm running out of space. But I had to have this one. And then when it came up for the show, I said, well, I'll buy it for this. Yeah. That was a perfect excuse. So I did. And coming off of Every Time I Die, Low Teens, and Pink Spiders, I feel like this is almost kind of more down the middle between what I wanted to do with this also is bring us back. We've spent a few weeks in
our proverbial circles.
Yes.
And you're bringing us back to the inverted butt cheeks.
I had a theory that this would bring us back into the butt cheek.
Yeah.
Inverted. I don't know if it's true or not. We'll find out, folks. But this is good. A good album to me. So I brought it to you when I told you last week. Well, first off, do you want to say anything else about Every Time I Die? Or anything else? We like to have a little...
I don't know. I don't know. My thoughts on that. When I went home and talked to my proverbial partner in my house and she said, did he like it? And I said, no. I said, but probably to be expected. She was a little surprised, but she said, and I explained why, and she goes, oh, then you're definitely not going to want to bring him this. There was a couple bands that might come up. She's like, then he's not going to like this stuff. And she gave me some options. She's like, well, you should talk about these ones. So we did discuss maybe a way to get you back into back into that side of stuff without going too overboard.
Hey,
yet.
I'll go as overboard as you want.
But like I said, I'm not scared. It's just more, I still want to do it this way where we go with what makes sense and not just like, check this shit out.
Yeah. I was going to ask if she is also a fan of that stuff, or is that something?
The last time I saw him, she went with me and we listened to them in the car. It's sort of, nice. I'm a shuffle guy in the car. He's whatever comes on, I play, unless you're in the car.
Yeah, then he skips. If something a little, even slightly, and I don't know why.
Well, this album, well, I just, she doesn't care and we listen to it, but as you talked about with Every Time I Die, not completely your bag.
Yeah.
So some of that is just like, I'm not going to just sit here and listen to this. And then I hate it too. I'm just like, yeah, this sucks. And you're like, yeah. No, but this was produced by Jack Shirley. That's I believe the whole full record. The band that she goes, well, then you're definitely not going to want to bring him this band is another band that Jack produced, which is completely different than this. And it was just funny that she brought up that band, which probably will come up. And we had just gone to see them in Chicago. And she was like, oh, he's going to hate this band.
Interesting.
Bring it up. So we'll get there at some point.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Jack Shirley is a great producer. He has a very eclectic sort of, I think, engineering discography.
Sure.
But other than that, nothing to say about Every Time I Die. Did you listen to anything else from them?
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. And I don't think I ever will. Probably. But like I said, there's a few good songs on that album.
I still think a couple of those on their newest album or their last album you might enjoy. And I don't care either way. It's your prerogative, as BS once said. But I think I'm happy with where we left off with them.
Okay.
Which leads us to your pick.
Yeah.
Now, I did have a question, though.
Sure. And get right up on the mic.
With these are so loud. With Rosenstock here.
Yeah.
Did you pick it only because of the album cover and because you've been listening to it? Because there is another reason to pick this that may shock you that you don't know about.
Mostly that, yeah.
Okay. Was that it?
Yeah.
Because my first thought was the last song on this album is called 3 Summers.
Yes.
There's a song on Every Time I Die's Low Teens called 2 Summers.
That's right.
So I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
now,
yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy, because I didn't know if you knew this or not.
This is crazy.
Jeff Rosenstock, formerly in Bomb the Music Industry, was kind of his big first project. Landon, they have a song called Congratulations, John, on joining Every Time I Die.
I did see that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. It was not one I'd thought of or listened to. I was like, I guess I never saw that or thought about that.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy.
I saw that not this week, but because I've heard of Bomb the Music Industry, but I never listened to it, and I don't know Jeff Rosenstock.
Yeah.
Except when it was on the New and Noteworthy on Bandcamp, and I think it was before the album came out. I think just Will You Still You
Yeah.
was on the New and Noteworthy. Clicked that, said, I like it ease. And that was my introduction. So I don't have any history with the guy at all. now I
Crazy.
do. I've gone back and listened to his other solo stuff I like, and some of that stuff. And he has his other Old Bastards or whatever the hell. He has like another.
Yeah, and then there's Tico, Vespucci, all that. There's some other stuff. He's worked with some other people, but okay, so that's I guess this is your introduction to him.
Yep.
It's kind of a short.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And you like this.
Yep.
So you brought it. I know Jeff Rosenstock well. Like I mentioned, Bomb the Music Industry. I've probably been listening to him for, I don't know, 15 years or so. In high school, I came across maybe Scramble. There was a couple Bomb the Music Industry albums that came out around that time. Let me pull this up here. Have you listened to any of that stuff?
Bomb the Music Industry. Yeah.
Because that's all. I thought that was great when it came out. Vacation is, I know that was their last one, but was the one. Scrambles, whatever. There's a bunch of stuff. So I listened to those. That was 2009. Vacation was their last album. I remember that one because that came out last year of high school for us. So, and there's a song on there called The Shit That You Hate or something like that. I gotta remember all this stuff. Yeah, The Shit That You Hate. The Shit That You Hate don't make you cool. And there's like this kind of sing along. I always liked it's kind of a positive punk message, a lot of that stuff. And I always thought that was something to keep in mind personally, where people will hate stuff and that becomes their personality of like, this is stupid, which I'm like, you can hate stuff, but it's not.
Do it all the time.
Yeah. I hate stuff actively right now. But remembering that that's not a reason to, it's not something to necessarily brag about. Right. Or like if you hate some other type of music, it's not like, I think that's sort of where that's coming from too, is people are like, oh, that shit sucks. Like I hate country music. And they use that as like a cool factor. And I like that they were sort of calling that stuff out at that time. A lot of people were comparing them to Fugazi, which is a band that I really like. Just anything from that time period of hardcore and post-hardcore. And it was mainly because of their ethos, I think, of how they were, concerts were paid for. Like with Fugazi, it was sort of like they wouldn't play any shows that people had to be charged a certain amount of money for, which is part of the reason they broke up. They were like, we have to charge too much for these shows, which is crazy. Yeah. To be like, we don't want to have people pay like $30 for a ticket. So we're done. So Bomb the Music Industry was basically, if you went to their show, I remember reading at the time, it was like, bring a blank shirt and we will spray paint our logo onto it. And all of their music, this was also at a time when people, I think, were trying to figure out how to deal with album sales and CD sales because like piracy was so rampant and getting worse. And so they just put all their stuff online for free. Right. And did pay what you want, which was great, but I don't think it was super sustainable, unfortunately. Yeah. And they did a lot of albums. So I listened to those. I listened to him as he kind of went off and did his own thing. So, but like I told you last week, I had not listened to this one yet just because as much as I like him, it's not something that I feel like I had to rush to get to for whatever reason, just listening to other stuff. And of course, this came out, looked good. It had good reviews, but all of his other albums have been good too. So it was like, okay, I'll get there, but I'm not one of the people that like collects everything he's ever put out. And I figured I would like it. And so this gave me a chance to listen to it. Yeah. And do I like it? Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I've listened to him for quite some time.
Yeah, that's what you gave me the impression that you would probably have a richer history with him and his work than I certainly do. I just really loved it, this album. So I said, now I'm a fan. It's one of those. And then you find out there's a whole catacomb of music that you can listen to from
someone you just found out
a new
about.
To you artist, and now you have all this great backstock that you can check out whenever you want to. That's nice. That's nice. That's really nice. So, yeah, I've been doing that. And like you said, I think he's been in the sort of DIY punk space for so long. And I think that this, from what I've read, is like kind of his biggest production-wise album. It's like they actually booked studio space in a studio where System of a Down did Toxicity.
Right, which he was excited by.
Yeah. And he said in something I read, like he's now reaching more mainstream success than probably he ever has, which is he feels weird about because it's like it feels like the world is ending. So it's kind of a weird time to start getting popular.
Getting successful.
And he kind of feels like he doesn't care about making poppy punk music anymore, like maybe he would have before, because it's not really something to sell out because you're not getting played on the radio either way. So that's something he said too, which I thought was interesting, like maybe the punk rock thing to do. And it kind of goes back to what we always talk about, which is Green Day. But of like the sellout thing to do is to make poppier music.
Right.
But it's actually maybe that's the punker thing to do. Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird, man?
And I think he's up front with the contradictions of that. I mean, punk music in itself is, once it becomes popular and it's selling, then is that still punk? And then how does he feel about that?
Right.
And you might have read the same thing where he's talking about how now he's got like candles, like there was a lot of maybe gimmicky stuff that came out with this album. Stuff that I thought was cool. It's like, I want a Jeff Rosenstock candle and like a puzzle or whatever. But they're like, but you used to not even sell merch and stuff. And he's like, well, I just figured I'd try this. He's like, just because I did something when I was 21, it just feels like I'm doing it because that's what I said I would do and not actually trying other stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of that is like going against. It just all seems like you want to be the contradiction of like trying, well, actually people expect me to not do this stuff, but like I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell a puzzle. Yeah. I'm like, why is that not punk? Like why does that matter if people want this stuff from me? So it's an interesting, I think this album, all of his stuff just generally, I feel like this leans a little bit even more dark than his other stuff. Just with my initial listens here, based on his other stuff, and I think he's kind of trying something else while still sounding like himself. I don't know if I've got much. I mean, there's a lot of lead up of like people saying it's one of his best. We talked about the Fant Man, Mr. Needle Drop saying it was his number one album. Yeah, he did his like 50.
And I meant to watch that just to see what he said so I could say the opposite. But
I might say the opposite a little bit, just knowing his past stuff more than you maybe.
I didn't watch it because then I decided, well, I don't want someone else's opinion in my head.
I watched it just because he said 50 top albums, and I was like, what? And then I saw a couple other albums that I liked, and I was like, maybe I'll bring one of these next. I was just checking it out.
Sure.
And he said some stuff about this album, and for the most part, it's just like he likes him and what everyone else has to say about him, which is if you like him, this is not going to disappoint you probably. So
So, I don't know if we can probably get in. Oh, one other earbud connection, not to, again, bring up Green Day, but I read that how they kind of got started was he and a friend got together and they were supposed to start writing their own songs, but they just played Green Day covers instead. I thought that was kind of a fun little connection for us here at Earbuds, who always comes back to Green Day.
Is there anything else I want to add that will make people either hit 10 seconds forward and keep skipping forward Do I have anything to add? I might at some point, huh?
That's fine.
Who knows?
We've got the rest of the album to talk.
I might, but will you? Still you? And that leads us.
Are your headphones loud enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yep. 'Cause this ain't. Pull up the lyrics.
Yes. Whoa. Ow.
Yeah.
Okay. What you thinking, mate?
Like I said, this was the first song I heard. And I said, "This good." Mm-hmm. Thumb up for me. That's a good one to start the old album on, I think. Mm-hmm. Nice little pop punk sound.
Yeah. I was expecting maybe something a little faster, just based off my experience.
Yeah.
He's got a certain sound that he goes after that I like. And so this was a little more subdued. And there's also that, I don't know what you would call that effect on his voice.
Yeah.
That's kind of obscuring him.
The megaphone.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's like the megaphone, but he's not yelling. He's just talking at you.
Sounds like there's a piece of hair on your needle.
Yeah.
On your record player.
You thought the record's, you're like, oh, that's screwed up.
Yeah.
My record's screwed up.
Yeah. It's just how
But then
supposed to sound.
The clean sound of his vocals comes in later here. So I think this song has grown on me a bit. I saw some people saying instant classic. Will you still you instant classic right off the bat. I didn't get that. I just wasn't like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Sure.
But I kind of know his stuff. So I was like, okay, we're starting the album. Mm-hmm. And at first, I kind of thought it was, like a relationship song. Mm-hmm. But I think like most of his stuff, it's more about him personally, with maybe his relationship with fame and his fans.
Yeah.
People that, like we talked about, love all his stuff. Almost like anything he puts his name on is good. And you're going to dig it if you like or like punk music or, whatever. If it was ska, whatever, anything like that. Yeah. So I think it's a little more he's a little worrisome, And I think it's an interesting point of view when it's more about him as a person and not about necessarily just relationships and stuff.
Yeah. I think so. But I think on the face of it, it's a pretty good relationship song, too.
Yeah, I think if you just are taking it at face value, like not knowing anything about him, or even when I first was just listening to it, there are certainly songs he does about relationships.
Yeah.
But then as I listened to it a couple more times, you get the feeling and knowing what's going on with this album.
Yeah.
That it's more about him and people giving their trust to him, not just a sig other.
Yeah. I like when he says, I've grown and changed, but can it ever be enough? Because growing and changing doesn't change the stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Landon, if you're just listening to the episode, Landon's just staring at me.
That made me... Do you have anything else to say about this?
No, if you got something to say about that.
That's pretty much it. I just like that lyric.
I'm just pulling it. I'm pulling up these lyrics again for us here.
I just like that. I think there's a little... Again, it's what we always come back to, right? When a good... I like the sound, and then I look into the lyrics, I say, it's even better with the lyrics, knowing the lyrics, and knowing a little more context. Not even necessarily, but I like this because...
Well, it works on both fronts.
Yeah.
I've grown and changed, but can it ever be enough? Because growing and changing... That's about a relationship with people as much as it is a sig other.
Yeah, right.
Because it's a worrying that you've changed. The fundamental idea of you has changed in someone else's mind. And you can change as much as you want, but it doesn't change the stuff. You know, there's still that shit, that baggage or whatever.
Yeah.
And would you transcend time and space so you can punch my stupid face? Stuff like that's just classic Rosenstock.
Yeah.
God. And I told you over text, and I'll tell you again, I don't have much to say about so far. No. I'm like, I like the guy.
I think it's kind of good to get a look inside of his head. Mm-hmm. Sorry, my dryer's like just it kind of gets.
I had a coin in my.
I mean, it's almost over. It's a little shorty.
This one, I said, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
You like this one?
Yeah. This makes me say, of course, oi, oi, oi. I like this. I mean, the lyrics are what? What do you want me to say? It's this basically about freaking COVID and Black Lives Matter. I mean, there's so much stuff that's happened in our world lately. And to even wrap my head around it, well, it's like there's a bomb in my head. I wish I could disconnect the threads. Hey, I should write that down. It's pretty good. What do you think about this?
This, when I finally got to hear the full album, I said, now I like the first song. This is where the true artistry comes through for me. I love this song. I wish it was longer.
This is the kind of stuff when we talk about Green Day, when I go, yeah, but so people can do this when we're just like, well, they got to do something else. Like but you can still write good stuff like this. Someone can.
Yeah. I think, well, there's a song later too that I think is the best Green Day song that came out this year. We'll get to that. But I agree. I think it does, like you're saying, I think you're annoyed by it, but I think it's good that it's a good song talking about the cultural happenings going on. I know that you don't like when...
Me?
Yeah. You seem annoyed by that, but...
No, I think when it gets so specific...
I don't think this does.
No, I don't like when they say TikTok. And yes, I did read the comment someone left on our Green Day episode about TikTok.
Yeah.
And I know that you then came in to shit on me as well. But I did say, okay, I can get behind that.
I give it up to them. I said, you were right.
I said, maybe you should co-host this show instead. But I think also for me is I listen to a lot of music like this where like political punk music that may be talking about this. So I don't think he's saying anything that's like...
No, it's none of it's new, I guess.
It's none of it's new, and some of it's like, yeah, we know. Like, it's frustrating, but how many times am I going to hear someone have to like talk about, the cops are going to shoot you? It's like, I know, there's nothing we can do about it. It sucks.
Yeah.
No one's doing anything about anything. And I know that's his... I'm not saying I don't like it, by the way. It's just... I like this song too. I don't know. It's good. Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. Well, first off, I like that it starts with, I'm just an avatar of someone I've invented, a messenger of certainties I'm trying to decode. That's cool. And it again places this narrator at the center, trying to make sense of the stuff rather than just pointing it out. There's a sense of sort of self-awareness in the middle of it.
Yes, you're getting at, I think, what I couldn't articulate, which is it's
Welcome
not
to
just
Earbuds. He's
complaining about it, but it's in a way where he's doing it from his own vantage point instead of just like And he does this throughout the album. There's some, I think, even better examples of this later in the album. Because this is what I like. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I like this kind of punk music, and someone has to be saying this stuff.
To me, I think lyrically and musically, of all of the sort of protest, political stuff, I think that we've listened to, except maybe a couple here and there, I think this is some of the best.
Yeah.
Just as far as
what's been played on the show.
Yeah. I mean, there's better stuff in the world, probably. But in the context of Earbuds, so far, I like all of these. I like all of these lyrics. And then the catharsis. So here's where from Every Time I Die to this, where we were talking about how like the screaming aspect and the heavy guitars and stuff, and that sort of aspect of that type of music is cathartic, and it feels good and whatever. To me, this is more cathartic than that was to me. Where, I mean, if you get, he's kind of screaming, shouting the verse or whatever, but then there's a sort of blast of high energy punk chorus of gang vocals and stuff where you can just... I would drive around and crank this up and feel maybe that same sort of communal high that you get listening to Every Time I Die.
According to your wife, you did do that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, and I think part of that is you're gonna ask me to sing along with this at a concert. I'm gonna be standing there going, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just not knowing lyrics as well. But with Every Time I Die, I'm like, I can. Everything he's saying, I know, and it's.
Oh yeah, anyone can do that for 2 hours.
2 hours.
That's how long I felt.
No, 90 minutes at the most. So, I get what you're saying. I think the catharsis of it is a little. It's different here for me.
Sure.
Because there's also the aspect of all his music to me is also a bit tongue in cheek. And that comes with the, like you said, switching to the gang vocals and putting kind of a not a silly melody, but something that's very catchy and sing along, kind of sing songy in the middle of all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I like all that stuff. I'd love to see him.
But that's why it works
live.
And then in the second verse, when there's like a chorus of kids going, like playing the little bell part or something.
Yeah, I think you just like that more than like with Every Time I Die. I'm like, I want that the whole album. That's the feeling I want the whole time. And you like the dynamics of bringing in those.
Yeah, because that is a sort of tongue in cheek, but also musically interesting thing to do, where not to say I'm not comparing it to anything else. I'm not comparing it to anything else now. Okay, so I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying.
Me neither.
To me, I like that
More.
These little. Yeah, that's my opinion. I'm not saying it's better objectively.
Me neither. I like both.
I just I like that a lot, and I think it packs a nice little punch there as a track too. I liked you better before we were doing this show,
and I have to find where the music is.
Don't clip that. It's just a segue. It's not true. I like him better now.
Who are you talking to?
No one.
Our producer?
Megan, don't say that. Don't include that in the show. Our producer Megan is sitting in the corner.
Hello, Megan.
Creeping out the fog, I start to sense that something's wrong. My heart is racing fast, beating out of time.
I can do that.
Driving me insane. Why are you hard right to my brain while I just skip along and tell myself I'm fine? I liked you better when you were on my mind. I liked you better when you were on my mind. I liked you better when you were on my mind. I liked you better when you were on my mind. I thought of you again and I don't wanna tell my friends, don't wanna scare them off, I don't wanna be judged. But it's so fucking tiring being tired all the time with no indication that it's ever gonna stop. It won't let up. I liked you better when you were on my mind.
We got to turn this down. We're a minute and a half in.
Yep.
This is classic. This is classic Jeff to me. His voice, the way he's singing the verses, he has such a specific voice where I go, this is Jeffy boy singing. The way he does his little melodies, the gang vocal chorus.
Yeah.
Don't you wish you could play every instrument?
Yeah. I do. It'd be cool. I'd write some songs.
Yeah. I think
So-
that would be the goal.
You like this song?
Yep.
Yeah.
You thought I wouldn't.
No,
I did think
I can't get a read on you now anymore.
it's just what feels good, brother.
I just can't. I don't know anymore.
I did not know if he was saying were or weren't on my mind.
Yeah.
That's the only, when I listen to it closely, and I think it's just hard to fit into singing.
Weren't.
Weren't on. It's just going to sound like weren't.
Yeah.
Weren't on.
It's kind of cool both ways. Mm-hmm. I liked you better when you were on my mind. Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was saying. And then I see it's weren't, and I go, okay.
Kinda
Works that
cool
way too.
Yeah.
This one did grow on me. I mean, because it sounds like him. And this is some of this. I just go, he's done stuff like this kind of before, and I don't know. I mean, I haven't had as much time with this one as listening to his other ones. So sometimes I just have other songs he's done in my head.
Sure.
Where you have this as your first, introduction to him. But I like when he just goes full into that, as much as like we talked about the last song and comparing it. We don't want to compare stuff.
No.
But like with Every Time I Die last week, where I say, well, that's when I'm listening to them, that's what I want. I want it to be as heavy as they go the whole time. And if I go see them for 2 hours, awesome. That's what I want. This is a different where he's leaning into the pop punk aspect of this, the sing-along stuff, the poppy like verses. He does that a lot, and that's what is so catchy about his stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I like it so when I'm like, yeah, when you're doing that, awesome. Give me it.
So you don't think the other two were doing that?
I don't think Will You Still You is doing that. I like Head, but it's just doing, I like the song. It's just doing multiple things, which is fine with me, but I don't find it to be any more like more cathartic or something. It just is like another version of what he does.
Sure. When I said this is more cathartic, I meant more cathartic than
Explain yourself.
I just mean I think this type of music
Then
in general kind of
to me
is more cathartic than metal.
Yeah.
Having
I
experienced
can see that.
basically just that for my metal aspect.
Yeah,
but this, because I like singing along with someone. I like that aspect. I like that there are gang vocals on basically all of these songs.
Yeah.
It's fun to me. That's fun. And then he does give you a little. He gives you a little screaming for you.
I'm not looking for fun.
No, screaming.
He gives me a little bit. I don't really. That's not like my. I'm not one of those guys that's like.
He's kind of
like when I was reading some people talking about this song or about this album. Someone goes, I read someone was like he put blast beats on the first song. I can't like he blew me away, and I'm like, it's not like I'm like cool. Someone's screaming.
Yeah,
like I want it to be a good.
Sure,
there are people that are just like, hey, if it's not metal, it's not for me. And I was like, that's not how I necessarily get my rocks off unless that's what I want.
Right.
It's just mainly the main thing I listen to.
Yeah. No, I know. I was just.
What do you think about this song compared to the first two? Even where does this rank within these first three? I only ask that because I think you've gotten 3 different styles within the first 3 songs.
I find them to be very comparable.
Okay.
Style wise. I don't think they're very different.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, they give you different flavors of...
That's my point.
Oh.
I think everything he does it's not like he's doing different genres and
yeah, it's just so
they're
hard
all him. But like you said, there's 3 different flavors. There's sort of this start slower, I would think. I think a little bit by the end of the first song, you're kind of here.
Yeah,
Head is a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm. And then this is what?
To me, Head almost is like when I first listened to it and I just wasn't looking, I kind of thought it was because it flows right in from the first song. I kind of thought it was still the first song.
One song, yeah.
And then this differentiates itself as almost like the first single or something.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't know. He doesn't, I mean, it's hard when it's like, does he do singles? I know he put some stuff out,
I think Will You Still You and Liked You Better were both available before the album. I don't know if they were like technically singles because, like you said, for a radio station,
right?
No, maybe a KEXP or whatever.
Well, this is also an outlier because of the way he usually puts stuff out, which is like there's a new album out
on his what's it called?
What,
like his record label?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
It's like
he puts the stuff out with Polevano.
Yeah, but they have their website where you can.
Yeah, people are gonna be pissed at us.
I need to just. Oh, I'm playing it on my. Oops.
Is it on the back? Yeah.
Oh, quote unquote. That's what I was.
Quote unquote records, which I think it's cool that he still does that. Like, hey, if you are going to get this for free, you might as well get it from me.
Yeah. And hey, by the way, there's a lot of other great stuff on there that's not him or related to him at all. They just, I think they produce it or in some way, just I guess distribute it via their website. But there's some cool stuff on there that I've also found that I like. So that's cool.
Yeah. So answer my question. Out of the first 3 songs,
I think this might. I don't know. I like them all kind of the same. I think I kind of like Head the most of these first 3. But what was the question?
Well, it was a trick question. You answered correctly.
Wow.
You like all of them.
Yes. You doubt me?
Speech.
No. Not quite. Peaches.
You found out what I'm bringing next week. Speech.
feels weird, even if it feels weird to be yourself. Speak, even if it's hard to.
He'd love this dance. System of the Down. System of the Down.
System of the Down.
My favorite band.
Even if your brain begins to melt, slow motion breakdown, pantomime for help.
Do you like when guys do the
I don't know why people do it.
I know. We can talk about it after the song.
Scream. It doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter anyway. So let it out. Scream louder than you need to.
And we'll get to the chorus here in a little bit.
Louder than the noise that drowns you out. Slow motion breakdown. Slow motion breakdown. Slow motion breakdown. There's no need to be scared. Nobody knows it's there. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I like this part too.
Okay.
It's just kind of like, it's kind of a neat structure for a song. There's like 8 verses.
Yeah. Interesting. I bring music. There's no.
Yeah, but this has a melody.
Yeah.
Something to hook you.
This is a song.
Yeah. This is music.
All right.
But then the best part comes later.
You like it even. You like it darker. Oh, how to scrape off the dog shit that's stuck on.
I like that.
Cut loose the doom. Let's go do the roof. Fucking go.
Just play a little bit. No.
It's hard with songs like this where he goes through so many different.
Yeah.
Where do I stop?
Like so many different kind of movements almost. Like a bowel movement. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah. All right, listen to the album yourself.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this? You like it? What is there to say? He's typing notes. He's like, I like this song for later. I don't.
This is one of my favorites on the album. I just find it to be really good.
Speak.
I like a song that's good.
Speak, even if it feels weird.
It's a simple little
It feels weird to be yourself.
message, but by God, if it doesn't hit.
Scream doesn't matter. Anyway, doesn't matter. Anyway, so let it out. Louder than you need to. Beep a deep a D. Slow motion breakdown. So we did talk about pantomime for help.
There's no need to be scared. Nobody knows it's there. That's just kind of, it's positive. Like, you have all this doubt and worry. There's no need to be scared. Nobody cares, basically. That's just kind of, it's positive, but also the sort of dark side of that anxiety and doubt that everyone has, I'm sure. Some more than others.
It's
but
in your head. It's reminding you no one else can see this but you. No one else is dealing with this on the outside, and no one. But with that means no one cares.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist to anyone else except you.
And that big chunk, when the day stops short and the sun goes down on you and you didn't get done anything you wanted to, it'd be one thing if it's once or twice, but it's every night, your entire life. The redundancy of your POV, infinite serotonin, starving fever, dream, slow motion, kill screen. I love when that part goes because I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, dude.
He's a good songwriter.
I love
I've been
it.
trying to tell you this.
You don't. You never told me. All these years. And then, the end. Kill all the doubt, or the doubt is never going to go away. Mm-hmm. Waste your day. It'll never go away. I don't know how to scrape the dog shit that's stuck on the heart of the fucking world, how to cut loose the doom that's been screwed to the roof of your fucking skull, how to make life the kind where you don't die regretting what you haven't done. You got to chill out with the doubt.
It's just a fun, a cool way to say it at the end.
Yeah.
You got to chill out. Like, you got to, you got to cool it with the doubt.
After the most like depressing part of like, I don't know how to cut loose the doom that's been screwed to the roof of your skull. Like what a kind of scary way to think about it.
Yeah.
Just chill out with the doubt. You gotta. Mm-hmm. That's just funny. It goes to life
the kind where you don't die regretting what you haven't done. How to do that? Yeah.
You can't. So just chill out with the doubt. It goes to what you were saying, the sort of tongue-in-cheek nature, but also I think infinitely sentimental or, earnest. Like this song starts with, like someone who's a little too school for cool.
Oh my God.
Someone who thinks maybe they're a little above it all might make fun of someone for saying speak, even if it feels weird, even if it feels weird to be yourself.
That line might as well be saying, "Hey, Vern," because it's just pure earnest.
This could be from a musical.
Yeah, and I would hate that shit.
Yeah.
But because my boy's saying it.
Yeah. And you kind of even made fun of him.
Oi.
Isn't that crazy? So,
I'll make fun of him.
Now, this is one of my favorites on the album. But yeah, you want to talk about when do you, as a songwriter and a singer, decide to say
I can think of a specific example, and I may even be wrong about this.
Okay.
But I believe there's a Bayside song where the line, the chorus is, "I'm stuttering." I'm stuttering, and he goes, "I'm and I think on that they do the stutter.
Yeah.
And even then I said that's rude.
yeah.
But I think that's
our president, Joseph Robinegg Biden.
I could be wrong about that, but in my head I'm like, well, why wouldn't he do that? Yes, Robinegg.
He has a stutter. Would you make fun of the president? You don't have to respect the man, but you respect the office.
That I saw that in the theater. I went to see a movie and it was like, you wouldn't steal a car, would you? And I was like, you wouldn't steal a ham from the store.
Right.
And it said, you wouldn't make fun of the president. Anti-piracy. I was like, what? But if they don't do that in the song, I don't know why they don't. Because it's the time that it makes sense to do it.
Stuttering. That's in some other songs too, I think.
It can't just be them. And like I said, it might not even be them.
What am I trying to think? Yeah. Is that how it goes? Stuttering?
Yeah.
Is that Bayside?
I
think I've heard that.
Stuttering. Bayside. But is that what he says? The song's called Stuttering, right?
That makes
I'm not going to play it just because then we get into a whole new...
Yeah.
I'm stuttering because I never know what to say. I'm stuttering. You can't listen to a word I say. Maybe at the end he does it. I don't know. But I don't know when... Like you said, as much as you don't understand why my boys be yelling versus singing in a song, where like you put it just kind of talking with Keith.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why he did this. But I don't care. It's like...
No, I don't. It's always... To me, it's cool.
If I wrote the song too and I did that, I'd be like, well, that's... Yeah.
I like it when it happens.
Panama for help.
I like it when it happens. I think... What was I just... Oh, I think on our recent episode that just came out, kind of recently, the John Van Dusen episode, he does that in a song. I can't remember which one right now, but I was... That made me think of it. Like, why do you do that? Mm-hmm. But it's cool.
Yeah.
But why? Like, what? Because it's not like I get stuttering because you're making fun of someone with a speech impediment, and that's funny to you. But to just do it, it's kind of, I don't know. And then it sounds cool. Why don't you do it more? Mm-hmm. You can't do it too much.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, well, they're the guys that go,
mm-hmm. they do it in every song. Like you have one song that you can do it.
You only did it once.
And he did it with the word pantomime, which I don't get.
Pantomime for.
That's why I think even with this, with we talk about the aggressive music, that to me is just like, it's the vibe. It's where it's going. It's maybe the lyrical content. This is just crazy to say pantomime. This is just, there's
Guys,
no excuse.
If you can think of, and it doesn't have to be puh, it can be a buh. It can be a sta.
Yeah.
If you can think of songs out there, please leave a comment with, and we'll review the song where the artist does a stutter at the beginning.
And do not include, just right off the bat, don't include the Mitch Hedberg bit where he talks about why are there A batteries and D batteries. Because if you had a stutter and you needed a B battery and you said battery, and it would be confusing. He's like, I need a double D battery. And then they don't know. That's not a song. So just don't put that in there.
Don't put that in there. And don't put in Ryan Gosling's band Dead Man Bones and their song that is Papa Power. I don't think that counts.
To me, it just sounds like something you do live.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just on the album.
Yeah, where you're like, Panama for Yelp.
Yeah, you're just kind of in it. Panama for Yelp.
Yeah. But I like it.
Yeah.
So please leave a comment, like, and subscribe.
I like Doubt. This does remind me of someone that you went and saw once, which is Drake.
Yeah.
And at that you went to that concert, and afterwards you told me something because of someone he was touring with, and you said to me, "Future is dumb."
As we charge swiftly into darkness, as the alternatives fall through, do you still dream about tomorrow? Does it look like the one you knew? Does it remind you of the future we won't do? The garbage we've shaped into mountains.
You know I like that.
Assistance with a twisted catch. Do you still dream about tomorrow? Does it stare at you from the past? Does it just sit there like a flavor that can last? The rain doesn't fall by the end of the day, and all God can you do have nothing to say. Oh, the weight of the world makes me feel like the future is gone. It's weird that we've become numb to it. We've grown accustomed to the fear.
I'm gonna
Do you still dream about
Tomorrow.
after the ones that brought
let's pop down to here.
the future is done?
Yeah. That's a good spot. Or you don't like it.
No, I was gonna make fun of it.
So what if you die? So what if you don't die? So what if bubbling haze rains ash from the sky? Cause the world doesn't owe you. So what if you die? So what if you don't die? So what if destiny lands and burns us alive? Cause the world doesn't owe you. So what if you die? So what if you don't die? So what if other ones have done as the die? Cause the world doesn't owe you. So what if you die? So what if you don't die? So what if you realize that we ran out of time and the world doesn't owe you? The world doesn't owe you. The world doesn't owe you.
All right. That's the kind of shit that got me into this band. A lot of this reminds me of BTMI. The gang vocals at the end there, all those choruses, the little switch to that at the end with The World Doesn't Know You.
Yeah.
feels anthemic. That feels cathartic to me. That's even more than, I don't need him to be screaming. I just need him to be telling the truth.
Yeah, man.
So
all he needs 2 guitar chords and the truth.
All you need is 2 guitars and the truth. That's all music is, brother. You're like, okay, maestro, why don't you put another nose on? I mean, God, it's coming out 2 years after the Oscars.
So what if you die? So what if you don't die? So what if a bubbling haze rains ash from the sky? You know it's going to piss you off?
What?
This makes me think of one of my favorite moments in Jukebox the Ghost, that album. And you can go back and listen to that because it's the part of a song that I said, here, this is my favorite part. And you just kind of looked at me.
Yeah.
So, but
that was the whole last episode we did.
Yeah. So what if you die? So you like this song?
Yeah. So what if you die? So what if you don't die?
Yeah.
Crazy. Also, the instrumentation of this reminds me, it has some of those ska elements, the sound of the snare drum and that kind of whatever that kind of reverb is on the guitar at a certain point.
Echo, yeah.
Which made me, I wanted to ask you about, you kind of went back and listened to some of his other stuff. Ska Dream.
Yeah.
No Dream is, I'll say here, I still might like No Dream more than this one. Mm-hmm. But I haven't listened to this one, but I just, for what I like from him, I think that's a great effing record. And Ska Dream is also great. It sounds like at first you kind of go, that sounds like a gimmick. And it's like, it's a fully produced album and it sounds awesome. I'd go from one song and I'd listen to the new version. Mm-hmm. I love that stuff. I'm not a huge like ska person,
right?
But there are certain bands within there. I like the stuff he's done with music industry, things like Operation Ivy, some stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like.
When it's done right, by God, it's some of the best.
Mm-hmm. So,
but you like sometimes it is like,
you got
just like with anything though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
you need a trombone everywhere.
Come on. But I love.
But did you listen to some of that? And
yeah. I don't know. I didn't listen to it as much.
Yeah.
Or I haven't listened to it as much, so I can't say if I agree with you or not.
I was just wondering if you listened to any of that, because you went back and listened to some of No Dream.
I did.
I guess, so.
I saw No Dream, and then I saw Ska Dream, and I said, did he? Mm-hmm. And then I clicked on him, and I said, he did.
Yeah.
And it's
cool. And it is probably not one you go, well, now I got to listen to this whole thing, because they're not, the original songs are the original songs.
Yeah.
But I just wondered if you like that.
Yeah.
So, okay. I like that in this song. I like how it comes out. Like you said, when it's done right and it feels genuine. And God, I think I love this song.
Yeah. Here's the deal with these. I think this, until the acoustic song, this is like great song after great song. Not that I dislike the acoustic song,
but just 10 out of 10 up until.
That's kind of the. Well, we'll get to it, but I think each song is better than the last. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think Doubt might still be better for me, but then it's one of those two where
maybe
every time I listen to the album, I say
every time I die,
a new song becomes my favorite. It's still, and the album gets better every time I listen to it. I pick up on little guitar parts that I said, oh God, that's cool. Or a little bass flourish. That's
the thing, is he's doing, I believe, on this, unless I'm mistaken, like his others, it is all him. And I know he has I think he had he might have more production on this one.
Yeah.
More than others. And there's, I'm sure, people coming in and doing, he's got some vocalists coming in, and at one song, I believe there's a vibraphone or something. I don't know, but
John Dedomenisi on bass, Kevin Higuchi on drums, Mike Huguenot on electric guitar. I'm making all this up. No, I'm kidding. These are real people.
So he's writing them, and
I think he's writing.
He comes in with the demos, and then
yeah.
But I like that it's a punk song where you can get the very basic version, which is also works for me. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, this is the message. Yep. Here's the song. Super minimalist. Yeah. And then there's this, like you said, where you can pick out those things, like the bass line that kind of comes through, or the interesting guitar stuff, the different drum sounds you've got. Mm-hmm. They're playing, I assume, different maybe they probably had access to different kits to try, or they tune things differently. All cool. Let's just see here. As we charge swiftly into darkness as the alternatives fall through, do you still dream about tomorrow? Does it still look like one you knew? Does it remind you of a future we won't do? The garbage we've shaped into mountains. Assistance with a twisted catch. Yeah, it's a pretty dark song, and that's why it's, to me, just funny when the chorus is sort of the future is dumb.
Yeah.
And not in a what am I trying to say here? He's not being, I don't know, flippant about it.
No.
But that's like, how else do you say that?
Yeah.
Like the future is stupid. Like all this stuff that's happened. What do we have to look forward to? Do you still think does it still look like you thought it was going to look like?
Right.
When we know all this stuff's happening, Boston's going to be in the ocean.
The garbage we've shaped into mountains. We literally did that in our city.
We have a Mount Trashmore here.
It's a pile of garbage, and it smells like it.
You go to the top to look out over the energy building downtown.
Families gather, walk up the mountain made of trash, acting like it doesn't smell like shit.
So they have all those methane pipes because they're like, we got to pump it somewhere. This thing's going to be a trash volcano.
It still is trash. But no, yeah, I think the verses are very kind of, I don't know, heavy. Lyrically, they feel a great despair of the sort of way of the world now. And yes, of course. But yeah, then the chorus is like, the rain doesn't fall by the end of the day, and I'll continue to have nothing to say. Oh, the weight of the world makes me feel like the future is gone. The future is dumb. Mm-hmm. The weight of the world makes me feel like that. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's kind of like, God, that sucks.
I like also when singers put in a way to say it where you're like, there's a way to sing this that feels heavier than, the way you're singing it. It's a very heavy message mixed in with the way people just talk, which I think he often does. Here where he says, do you still dream about tomorrows, which is plural, which is maybe even darker of just not even the next day, but continuing going after the ones that brought us here, or are you just burnt out thinking, damn, I got to deal with this shit another fucking year, which is where everyone is. Just here, more of this shit.
Yep.
This year we have, just putting that in, articulating stuff so well into just how we talk is always funny to me.
And that is, again, we talk of catharsis. When he says that, I get a little feeling like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. I just like that,
Yeah. Well, it is. We do land on the minutia of the infinite tragedy. I'll roll my eyes because I don't give a flying fuck. Mm-hmm. Whether I'm right or I'm wrong, the future is dumb.
Yeah.
It's just.
I love that.
It's just true, folks. And this is what you'd get from the next Every Time I Die record if you popped it in.
I'll check it out. I like his lyrics.
I almost don't want you to. But,
and then we get so what if you die, so what if you don't die? So what if bubbling haze rains ash from the sky because the world doesn't owe you? The world doesn't owe you. It's true. I mean, all of it's true, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And
even that's, while that is also, I don't know, is it a freeing concept? I know it's also dark because it's sort of the indifference of the universe, the cosmic joke in which we all lay our head at night, right?
Indeed.
But it's also the world doesn't owe you. This is, you've made your bed that I just talked about.
Yeah.
That you lay your head into this cosmic joke.
That's right.
But it's so we have to do something about it too. It's not only that the future's dumb, the world doesn't owe you anything, so stop complaining, sort of. It's also up to us to choose how that goes. And some of it's not, though. That's the other problem.
Yeah.
It's we're not in charge, and I think some of this album is not coming to terms with that, but reiterating that. A lot of the stuff to do with capitalism and things like that, where he's like, yeah, we all hate this. I participate in it because you literally have to by being a person.
Right.
It's not a choice. This is just how things have been set up beyond our control.
Except you could be like me without you, guy.
Mm-hmm. Eat trash. Mm-hmm.
So there is a way to do it, but it's very hard.
Yeah.
No, I think that's right. Because, I mean, I think then the sort of, I guess, bridge, maybe you'd call it, and I don't want to battle about the triggers that they placed or where we land on the minutia of the infinite tragedy. I'll roll my eyes. That line that little chunk, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't want to battle about what to do, what is okay to say, what is not okay to say. It's all dumb.
It's all dumb.
Because so what if you die or you don't die?
Yeah.
Then what?
Yeah, this song was written by my dad.
I love this song.
This is one of my
It's up there.
top on the album. But like you said, they've all been, while unexpected at times for me at the beginning and getting into it. That's the thing is I like his stuff. Like when when you're gonna, we kind of talked about this before. You know you're gonna like something and you're almost nervous to listen to it. It's like, I love what they do. What if it's not? What if it's a letdown?
Yeah.
I want to like it, and then you start going, oh, but hey, man, I think everyone that gets him and gets this type of music, they're like, Jeff's the kind of the guy to go to if you like this stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta have this in your arsenal. But I don't know. Let's see here. I don't think I could do a. Well, you say something. I get every episode. It's like we got to come up with this.
You were talking about the bed I was lying on.
Yeah.
I got that Linda mattress. Thanks, shout out to our sponsor.
Thank you, Linda, for sponsoring this episode.
Because people say it's a soft way to rest.
Yeah. And make sure to use our offer code Cigaro for 10% off. And you too can have a soft
living.
Jesus Christ. I like this.
This is the first time you perked up. Just chording
Guitar
guitar
tone.
tones.
And I went,
Sing your little song with your little guitar. Sounds like music.
sounds like.
Hate that.
Just kidding, Jeff.
Just a joke. We love all music.
Aaron Carter in a Target screaming.
So you love this song.
Is it a mistake?
I didn't say that.
We watch the sunset, dream small, shit out the dew fall. When this song comes on, put all your clothes on. Count to 10 and breathe. Drink some water when your head starts spinning. I tried everything.
I like when he adds a little lady singing behind him.
Sounds good. Who is that? That's what I said.
What's it gonna
It's hard, soft living.
to guide the brush fires to eradicate every single trace of these skunk fog white supremacists.
We'll get to it.
This song comes on, burn on these cars, just stay strong.
Is there anything you want me to go to in here?
Nah.
Okay. Doomfog is would be a cool band name for anyone out there.
We could do like a dueling.
Pianos?
Yeah, but I'm Dream Smog.
Yeah,
and
I'm
you're Doomfog. Dream Smog and Doomfog, and then we just play. Ding, 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 ding. So I was wrong. This song isn't very good.
You don't like this one?
I mean, it's fine. It's just after you get 5 heaters, and then you get this where it's like, this song is the one I'm going to burn a police car to? I don't think so.
This is not my favorite on the album, but
No.
I get what I feel like it's sort of it's a very, what do I want to say here? It's a very sludgy song. It's sort of like a Big Black, like a Steve Albini, shellac sort of Melvins thing, where it's like, there's the idea of that kind of sludgy pop music. The guitars are super tuned low and just super crunchy.
Oh, it's crunching.
Which is fine with me on some things, but with this, what he's doing, it just kind of comes off as a little slow. I think there's some bands where that's their thing and it's a little heavier in a way to do that music.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know, when an artist starts to then go off and do, like, I'm going to do a song like this. It's kind of like, not in the same way, but like when Blink did the New Wave song on the new album, and it's called Blink Wave, and it's just like, here's our take at New Wave.
Yeah.
And by the name of the song, you can tell we're never going to do it again. And it's just like an idea we had.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, I like it, but you're not making it seem like it's important to me.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of just being like, we're going to try this genre for one thing. So, and like you said, when the tempo is what it is and what I like, to then go into this, I get that you need to, an album has the acoustic song or the slower song.
Yeah. I don't mind the tempo as much as I just don't. Lyrically, I don't think it's as strong. And also, and I know it is more in the it is that sort of lethargic, like kind of almost dreamy style too, like musically and lyrically. I think is just,
it's like a heavier dream pop, sort of, with less melody or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not the strongest.
And like you kind of, we point this out, Scumfuck, Whites, the tempo isn't even what the lyrics are.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big no for me.
Wow.
And that I don't like.
Tough but fair. I mean, someone just crashed their car. Hey, I'm sorry out there if I scared you. You push on the lyric and it play the song. What can I say?
I have to, even when it's my artist I bring in, I have to be fair across the board. If you're trying to squeeze in too much, or I don't mind sometimes when you spread out a word, if you're doing sort of a Patrick Stump, if you're stretching, sometimes it works, okay? Sometimes a singer can make it work.
Yeah.
Not that he's a bad singer, but his voice is the kind of, you want it for the punk pop. But he's not going to make a meal out of white supremacist shit lords.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though this is not this song, but like you said about his voice, it's not the most like sing song. He's not Patrick Stump.
No, and no one is.
But that's what I like when he does sort of maybe an acoustic song.
Oh, absolutely.
The guy's himself. He's got this.
Absolutely.
What a voice that will go down as simply iconic.
No, I love his voice.
But
do not take me for saying I don't.
When we get to
I love his
about the halfway point of the album and this comes on.
Yeah.
When the song comes on, Burn a Police Car, to just stay strong is hard when all you can think of is how did we go so wrong? But it just, I don't know, it maybe plays out a little.
I do like the how did we go so wrong part.
Yeah.
When it kind of all comes together at that point. How did we go so wrong? How did we go so wrong?
But with that, I feel like we've already touched on that.
Yep.
In leading into...
Also, I think we've kind of talked about this with other bands, when just the idea of like, when this song comes on, shit out the doom fog. No. Put all your clothes on.
People are like, what do you want me to do? You guys know what to do when this song comes on. Everyone drops trowel.
Well, it first starts with put all your clothes on, count to 10 and breathe. Drink some water when your head starts spinning. I can do that to this song. Mm-hmm. But when this song comes on, burn a police car to just stay strong is hard when all you can think of is how did we go so wrong? It's kind of, I mean, I don't know. It's the thing of whatever that song was on Switchfoot where it's like, if you're adding to the noise, turn off
this
the
shit off.
Which, like, for them, I like because I just like them. But they have that sort of built-in, I'll pick up whatever you're laying down. But it is the sort of like, well, this isn't like, I'm going to burn a police car every time I die.
Right.
I'm not doing it to a 76 beats per minute sort of crunchy down ballad.
Yeah, that's I agree with you, my man.
But I like the song. It's grown on me. I like it. It used to be kind of like, oh yeah, this one. That's why I didn't even think of it being before the acoustic song.
It's not, I don't, like you said, I don't think there's a song on this album that I don't like.
No.
But
here's my thing. I didn't realize it's nearly 5 minutes long.
Because it's so effing slow.
Yeah. Make double head, and make soft
yes,
living.
please.
Double head and make soft living half.
That's what's going to happen if you double head. Hey, my brother. Hey, I got one question for you before we move on here. Aaron Carter in a Target screaming, is it a mistake?
Yeah.
Is there something in the news that I missed that happened with old AC?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
Like if he said, Justin Bieber at the Anne Frank pissing in a bucket of... That might be from Pop Star. He did something, right? Ariana Grande or something ate a donut one time. I mean, there's just, I don't know what he's referring to here. And if it's nothing, then I don't know what he's saying.
I mean, the line leading in is about daydreaming. Mm-hmm. So it might be as simple as that of like daydreaming about
straight into the blazing. Is he talking about blazing all day?
Maybe.
As one does. I guess we will never know.
I should have looked this up because I'm looking at a long interview where he does touch on it.
He does touch on it. This is fascinating. Jesus. You're getting a first-hand look.
Oh.
Our viewers love this because they don't have to go find these articles themselves. You guys love this stuff. It looks like he found it. He's going to read it now. We go live to Landon.
Well, he's just kind of talking about, I guess I forgot Aaron Carter passed away.
Yes.
So that he's just kind of saying Aaron Carter passed away and it's really sad. And I was like, people are regular people. We all live, we all die. It doesn't matter if you were famous for a little bit or rich for a minute. We all have our struggles. Dude was going crazy. He was going through some shit. He's also Aaron Carter, teen sensation. I thought more about how to explain it since he passed away, of course, because I figured I would have to. But at the same time, I just liked how the words sounded. And the imagery was interesting. That moment was weirdly seared into my brain as the first thing that happened when I moved out here. Wait, what? Oh, I missed a part.
He died at his house.
I went out there to, he was moving, bought a car. He went out there to pick up his car, and we went to Target to pick up some seltzers for our new place. And we saw a guy with a face tattoo, and his friend said, yo, that's Aaron Carter. It was weird that Aaron Carter was at this Target, looking kind of shaggy with a face tattoo, walking around like a normie. It was weird to have a celebrity sighting immediately. And for that to be the celebrity sighting, it felt like an LA thing, but I was in Palmdale.
Okay.
So a sort of almost surreal.
Yeah. You know what? I like it.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the album HEALMODE.
Joey listening to this.
This is me listening to it. Pause it.
I never thought I'd say it, but it's hard to hate the rain in California.
Oh, yeah.
The air is cold and blurry as it presses the pine needles to your car.
Pine needles.
Pine needles to your car.
He's on the edge there.
I like it.
I like it. That one, that one works.
Everyone is inside
But
watching movies on their
you're on
TVs,
notice.
staying warm.
You're on notice, Rosenstock.
The street outside is flashing underneath infrequent bursts of glaring headlights. Moving like a glacier, careening like a drunkard towards the trees. Flick my shitty lighter and pull smoke from the one hitter on the doorstep.
Blazing.
Blow into the fog and listen to the paradiddles on the leaves. When it's gone, the air
I was expecting a little percussion to come in there that first time I heard that.
Yeah,
It would've been kinda cool.
non-diegetic.
Stores will be filled up with people trying to buy
A
their
paradiddle.
groceries.
Left, right, right.
For now I'm standing in the moonlight wondering when will this all be over. I'm wondering if it really doesn't matter what I do or what I say. I'm wondering if the neighborhood coyotes found a good place to take cover. And if it's gonna be another 14 months before it really rains.
What's the point of this? Let's see.
When it's gone, the air will clear and we'll have so much more to see.
What do you think? There's no real chorus here.
It's just kind of.
And
I
then,
mean,
of course, he says, I'm
yeah.
going to do nothing with you.
Yeah.
And
That's when Joey turned around and said, I like this song.
I was that gif of the kid at the desktop computer. Yes! Kind of has a mullet, and he, like, hits something on the computer, and then he turns and gives a thumbs up. And then, I don't know, like, Daniel Tosh probably has him on Tosh.0 or something like, we found the meme kid. We went to his house and we asked him some questions about being the meme kid.
Or he has it on his podcast.
Yeah,
now.
and then he's like, my wife's gynecologist. This song's called Heal Mode.
Yeah, man.
Because it brings the album to a screeching halt. Now, I like this. I do like it does touch on the, of course, perfect chatty days where all you need is me and all I need is you.
Yep.
I like how that kind of comes off the tongue.
Yeah.
Perfect lady, all you
He's
need
got
is
a
me, all I
way
need is you.
to fit so many words.
All of these
But
work
it's perfect
for me.
Yeah.
Like there's enough words and enough syllables, and it's also so descriptive.
Yeah.
The way I want, even though the song, I don't know, it's a little like okay,
Yeah.
But I like the story that it's telling. I like the description that's going into everything and the specifics of everything. God, I mean, what can I say?
I love this song. I think it does work to kind of be it's literally in the title. It's sort of the antidote to the hell. Hell mode. This is heal mode. Get it? Where he's
Should be heaven mode.
Oh yeah. I never thought I'd say it, but it's hard to hate the rain in California. Even he's sort of looking around at a tumbleweed throw through the parking lot shopping mall. Everyone's inside watching movies on the TV, staying warm. It's just out of flight. All of these little things that don't really mean anything, but he's looking at them fondly. And it means he can stay home.
Yeah.
Where all you need is me and all I need is you.
That's the view of the writer, right? It's the movie where you say, what is this movie? It's just someone's life. And you go, that's why it's one of the best movies, that someone can distill life down into life. Do you know how hard, do you know what that means? Do you get it?
You don't even get it. You don't get it. You don't know how hard it is. It's not just about Hugh Jackman's daughter being stolen. It's more than that. They're turning the freaking frogs gay.
So, where were we?
The street outside is flashing underneath infrequent bursts of glaring headlights, moving like a glacier, careening like a drunkard towards the trees. What do you want to look at?
I'm wondering if the neighborhood coyotes found a good place to take cover. Just one of those.
Yeah, that's good. And if it's going to be another 14 months before it really rains.
And he's like, I hope it's not. That's Jeff. He's like, I hope it's not going to be that long. He
I
kind of
like
likes when it rains in California.
I like it. When it's gone, the air will clear, and we'll have so much more to see. The construction will continue, and the powered tools will screech. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have more to see. We don't have to stay inside.
Yeah.
But with that, all the caterwauling of modern society, the cacophony of caterwauling of modern society.
Beware the bumbleshoot, my dog, the grims that scratch, the grims that reap.
And cars will cram the street, and that's just fine with me. Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that just beautiful, Mr. J?
I really like this song. I know we're not to the part yet where we take a song off, but I think you could probably, I like Soft Living, but you could probably pop that sucker off and just go right into Heal Mode.
Maybe this is one song too long, the album.
Yeah, just because I guess I never really looked at the times. I didn't know 3 Summers is 7 minutes long.
Yeah, that's
That's not my punk music.
It's kind of crazy.
I think it's his longest song he's ever done.
Whoa.
And it doesn't feel that long.
No, that's what I mean. Like, so many of these are longer than I think they are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I might pop Soft Living off just to move things on. But I like Heal Mode a lot. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. Do you remember
Clark.
that game? It was like sort of the idea of the metaverse called Second Life.
Yeah.
I was super into it. I was actually a Second Life admin.
Little washer on the ground, why didn't I pick you up right when I found you with my
FreeCreditReport.com. Come on, everybody, jump up and sing along. Is it the F to the R to the E to the E to the C to the R to the DIT? FreeCreditReport.com. Sorry, Jeff, I just had to, okay?
Can you imagine him watching this? It's been like 2 hours.
Do you guys remember those commercials?
That just unlocked nostalgia.
We should review those.
Yeah.
There's that lady again.
Come back in here.
I like when she shows up.
Who is she? Who is she?
These days, I throw them all away like I could never do with all the stupid shit. Gathering spider eggs in my bougie basement. Now I'm living with the fear that anyone will find
Why?
out how I live, having barbecues out on the deck, drinking ice cold beers under a fire season sunset. It's been a weird day for me. I don't think it's been a good day for you. I wanna cheer you up without you feeling pressured. Maybe listen to a Slaughter Beach.
We've been listening to this for too long. Yeah, then he says complaining.
Yeah.
I bet that freecreditreport.com, that was probably a time where a company would put out like an album of the Free Credit Report guys.
Well, I think they were a real band. They just got hired to do that.
Yeah, and then what happened to them? That's the problem, though. You deal with the devil. You know, you take the full time. You take. We're a band, but then you take the freecreditreport.com job.
We don't need to get into this.
And then you do a couple of those, and then you become those guys, right? Then it just seems like it's sort of the big time rush factor. It just automatically feels like you've been put together by Dan Schneider to to be barefoot on stage or whatever.
If I remember right,
Schneider's Bakery.
I'm gonna look into it, but if I remember right, they were a band. Someone else wrote the songs, and they're not their band. Like they didn't write the songs. They're a band that plays other different music.
It's like Bowling for Soup,
but they just had the look that they wanted.
Yeah.
But I'm looking into it.
It's like if all of Bowling for Soup songs were 1985.
Yeah, it kind of is like that.
They just took someone else's song, but that's the whole album.
The frontman of the band God Against God.
God Against God. That's sick.
That's sick. I actually love that. Oh, yeah.
That picture of him's crazy after the name of the band.
This is the singing voice you hear is not his.
Oh.
He's French-Canadian, has an accent.
This is a Troy from High School Musical situation.
The vocals came from Dave Mullenfield, the man who wrote the jingles through his work as VP and creative director of the Martin Agency.
Wow. But he's Uggo?
We thought of who was always broke. Broke hipster musicians were at the top of the list.
Yeah. So then some rich guy singing the songs. Like, who's stupid and doesn't have money like us? But he's got the voice. He's kind of like the CEO by day, rock star by night guy from Instagram.
Yeah.
You know this guy?
No. But we should probably get back to what the hell
We'll
were we
talk
talking
about that guy later.
Okay. Life Admin. What do you think of this? This is probably, you don't like this song.
I do. It is a little. I like it because it's touching on some new ground.
Yeah.
It's dealing with his sort of financial situation, frankly, if I can be completely upfront about it.
Yeah.
And let's see, where's that? Since we talked over all of that.
Yeah, sorry.
Might go to the desert 'cause I make enough to fuck off to the desert if I want to. I haven't decided yet. Got a sweet new pedal and I don't pay rent 'cause it's been a weird day for me.
I like it. This is sort of that. It's just like an acoustic punk song.
Yeah.
Sort of that folk punk. Almost. Don't get in there and start being the genre police.
Well, because then
Narcs.
it does kind of. It picks up. They add a couple electric guitars, and the drum set kind of kicks in later.
My guitar is hot. My guitar is popping.
I also like Little Washer on the Ground. Why didn't I pick you up right when I found you with my annoying, stupid fucking face? I'm losing my mind. I gotta leave this place. This is just, to me, a funny song.
This just pure catharsis on
It
his
really
part.
is.
I feel like just hating yourself.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
Where you're just like, fucking idiot.
yeah. I
say that to myself all the time.
Of course.
Hit
Me
your
too.
head on something, you go, stupid fucking idiot. You're just mad at yourself.
Yeah, of course.
Having barbecue on the deck, drinking ice cold beers under a fire season sunset. It's been a weird day for me. I don't think it's been a good day for you.
Uh-huh.
I want to cheer you up without feeling pressure. Maybe listen to a record he like.
Yes.
He's very specific. And I'm wondering if the pizza spot is still worth hating, got burned last December, and I'm still complaining. It is just about complaining, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, trying to get boba, but they keep me waiting. It is one of the funnier songs on the album.
Yeah.
And some we talked about this earlier on a different
Thank
show,
you.
but just all this stuff you have,
Mm-hmm.
just collecting spider eggs,
Yep.
all that. I mean, yeah, it's a fine little song. It's a fine little song indeed. A little sub 3 minute ditty.
Yeah.
I think maybe it drags for me just a little bit after two slower songs in front of it, where you've got whatever, Soft Living.
Yeah.
And then you've got the acoustic, and then you go into this, and I think you're right maybe about you just got to get rid of one of those. For me, I know some people they like this.
I mean, again,
Godspeed to you.
I like
people.
it. I don't want to get rid of any of them, but if I had to, I'd go Soft Living. You're out of here. Because this, I think, is more a lighter, more fun. But then I don't want to write a song about anything these days. Now I'm living with the fear that anyone will find out how I live.
Mm-hmm.
Having barbecues out on the deck, drinking ice cold beers. Just that sort of, again, he's still the sort of self-aware, I'm living a life that my DIY sort of punk roots would scoff at.
Yeah. Maybe you read the same interview too, where he says, people I always try to be upfront in my songs. I'm being truthful. And there's this idea because of how his other bands were and all that stuff, you kind of maybe lump him in with that idea of the DIY punk scene.
Yep.
and how all those people have grown, even older bands from the 80s have grown up. And it's like, he's like, I've had a real job.
Yeah.
Like that pays well. And I can go to the desert and like work on demos. He's like, I'm not like struggling for money.
Yeah.
And some people might think I am, but that like, and I the stuff he sings about is things we all deal with.
Yeah.
Even if you're rich, you have these problems, and I don't think he is, but it is that idea of like portraying himself, and if people actually see the real me, are they going to hate me? Did I screw up by, living a comfortable life, basically? Like,
Right. Yeah.
trying to be happy and like do what I like and play this type of music. And it at the top of that is the sort of the bigger bands, the Green Day situation, where everything they sing about now is sort of like, what do you care?
Yeah.
You're millionaires.
Right.
And it's like, that doesn't mean we don't think the world is in a bad place.
Yeah.
It's
There's
kind of
still-
a crazy, it's like, well, you're not one of us because you're not. But it's like, if you had the chance, you also wouldn't be poor.
Of course.
You're not doing this to like make a point.
Right.
You're doing it because you've been screwed over and you have a bad job or whatever.
Yeah.
So I like that, and I like that it's done light. I can't think of another song of his where he's sang about something like that,
Yeah.
and it's a funny song.
It's funny. I like it musically. I think it's a nice, simple pop,
Yeah, I don't have a
pop punk song. And I think I like the little, again, I like when the female vocalist comes in. I like when that happens in a lot of music.
Yeah,
It always is a nice little touch. To me. Joey hates women, so he doesn't like it.
come on.
No, I'm kidding.
It is fun. I was reading an interview with The National, and they have a lot of their songs. There's the backup vocalist, and someone was like, "Who's that woman that sings on all your songs, like all the backups?" And I think Matt, the lead singer, was like, "We don't have we've never had a woman come in he's like, Aaron sings backup." And you found out it's Aaron, their guitar player, and everyone I guess thought it was a little girl.
That's awesome.
awesome. So who knows? It could be Aaron on these songs, but what do I
yeah.
know? Frankly, I want to be wrong. Is that okay if I do that?
Yep.
And I hit
Bruce!
When I can sense that the jaws of hatred have sunk in the banks forevermore, I wanna be wrong. I wanna be wrong. When I can see that it's just no talking to people to see my factions, I wanna be wrong. I wanna be wrong. And I wanna say I didn't think that it would get so bad, so bad. When I feel like that despite our efforts we're ignored and unrepresented, I wanna be wrong. I wanna be wrong. And I really wish that I could say that I could see the end. The end. But decisions get made by these tricks who benefit from disaster. And it's easy for you right now, so you don't think about after. Oh, but what you gonna do when it's gotta stop? Rise up in the streets and get shot by the cops. You can call me crazy, baby, I wanna be wrong. You can call me crazy, baby, I wanna be wrong. So wrong, go!
A little faster. Pick it up, 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 pick it up. I love this part. That's just awesome. Kind of teasing the lyrics, the melody. It's a little tease.
I wake up every day and something new is happening. I wake up every day and something bad is going on. I wake up every day to this new dumb reality.
Should we turn it off?
Yeah, it's almost over. That's I wanna be wrong.
I want to be wrong. This is the song that I said is the best Green Day song
Okay.
of the year.
Okay.
I think, especially, Let's see. God, where was it? Is this good radio?
I can fill the space with my
Harry Carey impression.
I can't remember just looking at the words where it comes in, but when
I got to keep doing it, I guess.
when I feel like, no.
The Cubs are down.
I'm
I'm also looking something up.
Do you know the part where it goes, oh, but decisions get made by these pricks who benefit from disaster. And then, can you play it right there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But decisions get made by these pricks who benefit from disaster.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Decisions get made by these tricks who benefit from disaster.
Yeah, that's the Green Day part.
Yeah.
Just,
Yep, that's the Green Day part.
I feel like they always
Use
do
that little.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. But not only that, let me pull something else up.
While you pull that up,
Okay.
that reminded me of something I was going to play earlier
Okay.
from the song Liked You Better. And I know this is unconventional to say the least.
We're going way back to the beginning.
We're going way back, but we just got to go
That's okay.
down here.
Oh, yeah.
So, and also this kind of Green Day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it is, but to me, this song especially. Now, can you replay the beginning of this song?
Yes, of course I can. And that, of course, is I Wanna Be Wrong.
Okay. It's got a similar.
Tell the people what that is.
That's J.A.R. Jason Andrew Relva from Green Day's International Super Hits. I don't think it was on another album. It's just,
It was on the soundtrack.
Greatest.
It was on Greatest Hits. It was on the soundtrack for the movie Spud or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a great song. They play it live sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's awesome. But it just made me think of that also.
Bye.
I like this song a lot. I think this might be one of my favorites on the album.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just, I think, again, he's kind of touching on something we all feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sort of wanting to be wrong about when I can see that there's just no talking to people deceived by fascists. I want to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe that something can change. But probably not, basically.
Yeah,
That's kind of the sentiment.
I mean,
but-
this is such a in the middle of COVID. It's definitely a timestamp album. I feel like there are a lot of albums from this time where people are like, I got to talk about this, which is not wrong, but there's such that like all that stuff that was happening at the same time, I think adds to the extra. I mean, like a lot of his other albums, there's not this much political stuff going on the album.
Yeah.
As much, like with every song.
Yeah.
And it is also dealing with the hopelessness of like when he's like, what are you going to do when something needs to get done? Go protest and get shot by
Right.
cops? Like, is
Right.
that's what you're going to do? Or like, is that even worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Or something needs to be done, so you're just going to go get killed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dealing with that, I think, and just, that I want to be wrong about all this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be, but I don't think I am, or I'm not. I wish I was.
Yeah.
Just kind of awesome.
Yeah. I think so.
Jeff is rock and roll.
Yeah.
When he goes play some European shows and like, Jeff, you
Yeah.
are rock and roll. It's like, thank you, man. Thank you. Very cool. not a good show. Apparently, that's what they do over there.
Oh.
Hey, I've never gone.
No, but we will.
We will do some live shows over there. If you guys want to see us, we will be rock and roll for you.
Yeah. It's just good. I mean, I don't need to read all these lyrics, but
No, listen to the album yourself.
Yeah.
That's the whole show.
I wake up every day and
Jeebus.
something new is happening. I love the new Dumb Reality, and I think, how do I wake up when I just don't want to? It's kind of true, isn't it, folks?
You like that?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I like it. It grew to be one of my favorites, I think.
It grew to be one of your favorites.
It wasn't necessarily at the beginning, but it is now. Okay.
That, if it grows, you can call that a tree song, right? But if it doesn't grow, it's down in the dirt. I'd say you'd probably call that a graveyard song.
Yeah. Joey's mad when he hears the acoustic guitar and
How we doing in the back? You guys still with us? No!
Oh, my gong fell.
My gong, my gong.
How's that for a nice little drum sound? That tight, fat.
I'm doing one of those stupid reactions on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? A drum? Fucking idiot.
And a guitar? Damn. They didn't have to go so hard.
real.
Let's
go.
Anyway.
Oh, is this? Oh, God.
The constant chaos keeps the brain rattling.
Yes. Let's go.
Tweaking yet somehow desensitized. Watching the world burst into flames for no reason. Other than the fear that you were wrong about something.
Think about that.
Think about
we'll come
that.
back to that.
Fuck building bridges. Everybody start digging.
Just kidding. Let's go.
Graveyard for the things that need to die.
I'm locked in.
Yep. I'm about to blast
Graveyard
off.
for the things that need to die. Let it crash, let it fall. It doesn't do any good at all. When someone
Don't break that.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Push them away. Get unstuck and let the sun pull the flowers out of the mud. Someone gets a gun, doesn't know why he shoots. It doesn't matter. Once the flesh is torn, it doesn't make a difference if we all can say exactly how it got to be.
We've been listening to this for 3 minutes.
It's a long one, too. But it's so good, Joey.
Kind of want this to be the song that, like, this is the song if you're on the set list.
Yeah.
Maybe play this last.
Yup.
So why is it not the last song on the album?
Cause old Jeffy said,
I got a 7-minute song.
Got a 7-minute song. Let's go.
Come on, guys. Help me make me 7-minute song.
How long is it, Jeff? It's as long as 3 summers. Let's go.
Let's effing go, LFG.
Did you read this thing about how Ringo was there when he was recording this in the studio?
No.
He's like, I ran into some people, and he's like, I had something happen where he's like, I was probably doing something stupid, like saying, let's double that acoustic guitar. And I didn't know that Ringo Starr came to the studio and was just doing his thing and walking around. I was like, what does that mean? He's just walking around. But he's like, I missed
How we
Ringo.
doing?
Which That's where you want to be recording. Where Star is.
Yeah, where Star is. Ringo. Not just any.
No, that's Ringo to you.
What do you think of Graveyard Song?
I think it's great. I think it's got some of the best lyrics on the album.
Yup.
Like I said, I feel like it should go out on this song. And as I'm saying that, I can't even remember what the next song sounds like just because I'm in the moment. I'm locked in. Let's have a Monday, people.
I'm not even...
You're going to take this one off the album?
No. This is also one of my favorites. Yeah, it's some of the Let It Crash, Let It Fall doesn't do any good at all. Great chorus that's just kind of... Again, that's the sort of catharsis that I like. This sort of build-up of the very tight instrumentation and the sort of tense lyricism of the verse. And then you have this sort of open, let it crash, let it fall, it doesn't do any good at all. When someone causes pain, it's okay to push them away. To get stuck and let the sun pull the flowers out of the mud. And then you go into that bridge that's just rocking. Someone gets a gun, doesn't know why he shoots. It doesn't matter once the flesh is torn. It doesn't make a difference. If we all can say exactly how it got to be this way, stop trying to explain it to me, why I'm supposed to be forgiving if you will not say you're sorry, fuck all these people. That's what I like.
And it's so quiet, they can hear you in the audience going, let's go! No, I like that too, but I also like when it's loud and the guy's screaming it at me.
This is loud too.
And it's about the end of the world as well. And again, you've only listened to one album. I'll bring you some more. But I do like this, and I think lyrically it is almost scary.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the helplessness of the situation.
Yeah.
But I like that too. That's why I've never gotten to see him live, and I was looking it up because I was like, that would be cool. He's playing in Madison, which is close to us, and it's sold out. I've put myself on the list if any tickets pop up because I'd love to go.
Yeah, you're going to have to let me know.
Because this is what we're talking. It is about the live situation as much as I like to listen to whatever in the car and can prefer. I listen to a lot of metal and stuff. I know that I've searched myself after our last episode and I said, no, that's mainly what I listen to. And it is better live, but I can still listen to it whenever. This is the kind of stuff where, yes, I can listen to it in the car, but I also want to go be with all these sweaty people that get it.
Yeah.
Because you've in the hopelessness of these things, whether it's this type of music or whatever, when you go with people that also get it, and then you feel like you're together, you get choked up.
Yeah.
And then you tell a guy behind you to stop. He's just like going at you with both hands.
Choking you. Hey, it's the Riverside Strangler.
He's like, let's go.
We caught him. We finally caught him at the Rosenstock concert.
Did you say this? Someone gets a gun, doesn't know why he
man.
shoots. It doesn't matter. Once the flesh is torn, it doesn't make a difference if we can all say exactly how it got to be this way.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Who cares? It was mental health. It was the
Yeah.
Who cares? It's happened. Well, so great. So we know why. What's your point?
And then stop trying explaining it to me why I'm supposed to be forgiving if you will not say you're sorry. God, that just...
Watching the world burst into flames for
that's
no
goosebump
reason,
worthy.
other than the fear that you were wrong about something.
That's
No
goosebump
reason
worthy.
other than the fear that you were wrong about something.
And then it gets even better. Fuck building bridges. Everybody start digging. A graveyard for the things that need to die. Need to die. I love that.
These lyrics, this is the sort of, it's
Put
like,
that on a shirt.
kind of doesn't matter what genre it is. This could be in a metal song.
Sure.
This could be this. I like it in this just because it's such a, we talk about that juxtaposition of the sound of the song versus the lyrics, and I think it can swap both ways with the positive and negative lyrics. And it's just, to sing it this way is like, here's a normal song about things that are going on, just like any other song would be sung, is sort of, well, frankly, scary.
Yeah.
And Jeff, we have to give it up to you. We have to give you major props, of course.
We give you your flowers.
At this point in the episode where we decide if we are giving you props or not, we give you props and flowers. So thank you for sticking around with us if you stuck around with us this long.
Thanks, Jeffy.
You got anything else to say about this song?
No, I mean, this is one of my favorites on the album. It's kind of hard. I know I've said that for like 5 different ones now, but this one really is.
Yeah.
I agree. I think maybe this is the one you go out on. I wouldn't even be opposed to it. Now, we'll listen to it here in a second, but I might put 3 Summers before this. You can have a 7-minute penultimate song and then go out on the 4.5
I think that's sometimes the way to do it.
I think so too.
Because you have to listen to that trail at the end where it kind of fades out into the final song. Mm-hmm. It gives it more of an epic. We should tell this guy how to make an album.
We do every week.
But I like that because then you're still paying attention because there's another song coming up. It's not sort of trailing out at the end. It's like that's the end of the album.
Yeah.
There's one more thing a coming, right?
Yep.
And I hope for your sake you get to enjoy at least 3 Summers. I don't know, it's still good.
Speak, even if it feels weird. Just joking. Jeep.
Dirt in the ring and proud game. Just kidding, I'm back.
All right, let's get to it. There we go. Come on now. Give it to her.
Don't kid yourself. Don't tell yourself that you're not evil. 'Cause cheering you on like you've never done wrong. Don't you pretend.
Don't you pretend.
The world is treating us all equal. When a person can't stop us, another one hops in a lip plus to JFK. To your expensive pain. I know it's not okay, but I still participate. How hard can you go? And for how long can you sustain it? When the force that fights back doesn't ever relax. So relentless, so how long can you defend against the cheat code? Furious pace with a smile on your face. Till it pick you up off the floor.
Pick it up.
More effort than before. It's a fan of being bored. You're not with us anymore. If I can't keep myself from speaking, I've done a fan in the real world. If I can't help myself from freaking out, how am I gonna live on what the world is pleased to blow? I want the banks and schools to close. I want the universe to grow for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Rosenstock.
Just insane. And I held my friends for 3 whole summers. And fell into their laps and the windows went black.
All right. So it's basically this for, I don't know, 7 more minutes. No, I like this song too. It's just,
It is this melody,
yeah.
which is fine. And even we talk about people fitting stuff in and being on thin ice, etc.
Uh-huh.
But I think that's just the nature of the music, man. Sometimes it doesn't fit with him, but that's punk. That's sloppy,
The
right?
nature of the music, man.
The nature of the music, man. The music, man.
I haven't seen that in years.
Gary, Indiana. The worst place in the country.
Talk about that. Put that in your goddamn song. Put that in your song and sip it like soup.
I went to Gary, Indiana.
Here, check this out. This is something I've been longing to talk to you about. So, the lyric we have here. Don't you pretend the world is treating us all equal. When a person can starve as another one hops in a Lyft Plus to JFK, to Europe, expenses paid. I know it's not okay, but I still participate. I like it. I have no problems with this. I think it works well. And because it's the specificity that makes it absurd. It's about the absurd nature of people being like, there's no this or this. Or even people now that are like, there's no racism. Just idiots. But just to be like, another person starves, and then just to name these very specific, because it's the absurd, like, they have these names, like, people can be in another country starving to death.
Yeah.
And you have your Lyft Plus to JFK, these little names we have for things that just makes you sound like an idiot. But what's even better is now a lot of these songs don't have annotations on the Genius website. This one does. You can see Lyft Plus to JFK is highlighted. When you click on this, so again, the lyric is, when a person can starve as another one hops into a Lyft Plus to JFK, to Europe, expenses paid. The annotation someone put is, people starve and die of hunger while other people go to JFK airport and get on a plane to Europe. Or at least that's what I think Jeff meant. It's... One of the craziest, it is such a, is no, that's what the lyric is.
It's the most straightforward lyric.
It's not poetry at that, it's like, that's what he is saying. Or at least I think that's what Jeff meant. Yes, you just repeated the lyrics.
I wonder if that's Jeff. He's just having a little fun with us. He's like, or at least I think that's what Jeff meant. He wrote that himself.
And then 4 people gave it thumbs up. You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe it's like being like, yeah, man, good for you.
I thought it was... I can't even think of something else that you could have interpreted
because that's literally what it is.
Yeah. You got to get off Genius. Saying.
So awesome.
That's awesome. Well, and you talked about...
yes.
The sort of... Well, I think it's cool because when a person can starve as another one hops in a Lyft Plus to JFK, to Europe, expenses paid, I know it's not okay, but I still participate. It becomes this sort of, like the world is treating us all equal. The sort of general, like, yeah, man, it sucks that there's people starving, and then these other rich assholes like me who got on a Lyft Plus, and me who went to JFK, and me who went to Europe. It by the end of that line, you realize he's talking about himself.
Yeah,
and it's awesome.
It's about going on tour.
Yeah,
like he gets to do that.
Yeah,
I know it's not okay, but I still participate. It's like just that reality of. This is real. Like someone else's reality is not yours.
Yeah.
But I think that's because of that lead in with don't tell yourself that you're not evil.
Yeah.
Because they're cheering you on like you've never done wrong, which is about him.
Yeah.
That's reminding yourself.
I wonder what I'm going to have to watch Mr. Needle Drop because I feel like I don't know much about him, but I kind of know his politics, and I know he agrees with all this stuff, but in a way that I feel is performative.
Like fans of mine or people that like the music I listen to.
I just feel like he's kind of surface level where there's no nuance. He's like, and I don't need to even be talking about this on, not that he's going to watch it, but because I'm not actually informed on any of his life, but if you're listening to this, you probably know who he is, though.
Yeah. He's pervasive in our universe.
In our universe. I just see him, oftentimes, people get mad at him for, like, choosing sides, and he doesn't seem to have a, like, thought-out position on it. It's just what the online spaces are also doing, so he kind of does it. I don't know. And I think I know it's not okay, but I still participate, is sort of a little Oh, geez.
That was not me, everyone.
You could read this. You could read this as a sort of like permission for like another rich person to be like, see, like, yeah, I have to be a rich YouTube personality. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not, I can't do anything about it. But if you don't look at the rest of it of like, no, I'm evil for doing this.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not justifying it.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, I shouldn't be doing this. It's something I struggle with. It doesn't make me right. I'm not righteous for what I'm doing.
But you have to take the whole message in to get that.
Yeah.
Which it reminds me of, I think it was on the Against Me album, I think it was on New Wave from 2007. There's a line where they say, I was a teenage anarchist, but the politics were too convenient. And it's sort of about remembering, in the lyrics, like remembering when you wanted to set the world on fire, but it was too easy to like pick a side. And in that too, I think there's that not necessarily giving up, but it's like, this is the reality of the situation, but not like, we're not right for doing this. But it was one of those bummers where it's like, as you grow up, it's like, I wanted to burn down the establishment, whatever, but like, it is easier to like, here's what's been established, and to pick a side, and hopefully you're on the right side. And that's not the outcome we all wanted, but here's where I'm at with that. And that's sort of this, where it's like, yes, all the stuff that I want and sing about and stuff is true, but you sometimes can't just like, it's unrealistic to like people I've talked to about things like this or capitalism, like he sings about, and being like, yeah, I think if everything was anarchy, if we had that system, people would come together. And I'm like, they wouldn't. They fucking wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, people are monsters. And that's like, you would have to set up a system. There's racists, like, even, like just that. There are neo-Nazis outside like governors' doorsteps and stuff this week. You're not, it's a problem. We don't maybe have the best system for any of this stuff, but
no, well,
that's because it's just all made up.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But
everyone's just trying to do something.
I think history shows that you do need a structure for society.
But that's why I like this, where it's like, he is saying, where a lot of punk songs will be like, we need this and this. And it's like, yeah, it would be great if it's great to say, whatever, fuck racists. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. But what is that doing?
Right.
That's you talking to your choir, you're singing to the choir about that stuff, and kind of coming to terms with like, that's not the situation. These people exist, or this system exists. And I'm going to, in my life, take a lift to the airport to fly to Europe. Because I have to, and I can. And it makes me evil, and I feel bad about it. It's literally everything we do. It's straws. You're going to use a straw, it's going to kill a fucking turtle. Great. I have to think about that. I have to think about everything I throw away. It's like, it's just that times a trillion things every day.
Well, and I think that next line then, how hard can you go, and for how long can you sustain it when the force that fights back doesn't ever relax? It's so relentless. I think talking of the sort of the capitalism and the American government, or government in general, cops and all the dang scariest, worst things you could think of.
Take your thin blue line and shove it where the sun don't shine.
But also, I think it is kind of your own personal struggle with that.
Let's go!
How hard can you go? Like, when the force that fights back doesn't ever relax. The thing that does that to me is my own brain. The thing that I fight against more. And I think that's what he's talking about, this whole album, really. Of like, the enemy is yourself in a lot of ways.
Do you know the enemy?
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Rosenstock.
Let's see what else is here. I like this song though. I do. If I can't keep myself from speaking loud, where am I going to fit in the real world? If I can't help myself from freaking out, how am I going to live?
Mm-hmm.
Warmest breeze to blow, banks and schools to close. I want the universe to glow for you.
That's nice.
That is nice.
I like the.
Jeff.
I always thank you, Jeff. I always like those things put together where it's a sort of abstract. I want the warmest breeze to blow. I want the universe to glow for you. I want the banks and schools to close.
Yeah.
Like there's just these impossibilities essentially of of these things, and one of them is so specific to our world mixed in with a much grander idea. That stuff's always good, and again, very just like funny. It's humorous, and it's in its intent, and I intend it that way, and it's intended towards me that way. I take it in. I feel some thin, right? I am not thin. I need to go to the gym.
Thank you, Mr. Labode.
What else do you like about this song?
Well, just to continue from when that little thing comes back later, I want the warmest breeze to blow, banks of school to close. I want the universe to glow until it's too bright for our eyes, too much to keep inside, too smart to criticize, too dumb to rationalize. Did you have a good time? Got hurt but feeling fine? Goofed up on bad wine. Stay young until you die.
Stay young until you die, which reminds me of something else. A little band called Green Day.
Yeah. It's one of their favorite lyrics that comes up
all the time on their newest album.
And I was even going back. It's on a lot of their albums. That idea.
Yeah. I picked up going back through some of their past stuff. I get what he's doing.
Too young to dream, too dumb to die.
Yeah. Just something about suicide somewhere.
Stay young forever. Yeah. Anyway, which is a punk thing, I think. Stay young until you die.
Yeah, it's not about you can grow old, but you don't have to grow up. No, wait.
Yeah.
You need to grow up, but stay young.
But specifically, I like the too bright for our eyes, too much to keep inside, too smart to criticize, too dumb to rationalize. This sort of the universe to glow in this sort of ethereal sort of way that everything is okay. It's too big for us to even figure out. And isn't that what we always come back to, old buddy? We like when people are writing about how we just don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it is the truth. You can sit around and discuss, argue, debate politics, social, economic hardships, where they come from, why they happen. And then it is always kind of nice to pull back, zoom out, and realize we just don't know. We're just little small beings. And the universe might just be too bright for us and too much.
Think about how small we are, okay? Now think about a grain of sand.
Whoa!
Let's go!
What do you think of this song? And it kind of stay young until you die, and then it starts over again, kind of?
Yeah. And then goes to verse 4. Now you're getting to 4 verses in your song.
That's what I wonder if we could cut one of these verses.
But I like this one too. I sat around and watched the wind for 3 whole summers, and eternity lapsed as I swallowed attacks and just held them in. I can't be fixed, so I'm just aching.
Yeah. I love this.
Yeah, that's going to be a yes for me, dog.
I don't know, man. I like this album a lot.
Yeah, this can be the end song if you want. It's a little slower, whatever. I think the Graveyard Song building up to that end, I like more as a release than when an album kind of goes out 7 minutes with whoa-ohs or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a choice, but I think also maybe to him, I don't know, but that could make it feel a little more little more important or something that lingers with you.
Yeah.
There's some intent there, obviously.
Yeah.
So
I think I typically don't. I don't know if we've had a fade out end album song yet.
No.
On earbuds, but I usually don't like it. I usually say you should know how to end it.
Yeah.
Because live, I know you're not going to be able to fade out.
Well, I think with maybe map change. And I know when they play it live, they will start to leave stage and then have someone playing
Yeah, I guess
these
that does
damned riffs.
Well,
These damned riffs over and over again while people are destroying their shit
yeah.
on stage, but they'll have someone still playing that as everyone leaves and starts taking equipment down, which is always cool to see. But I think it still has ended. This is more, but I don't think we've had one where it's like, where people are still singing something over and over until it fades out.
They're fading their little faders.
Yeah.
I always think it's kind of I get it in a way, like you said, it's the sort of lingering, like, and take that with you.
Take that in, yeah.
But I always find it a little bit of a cop-out. Like, at the end of the album, I understand it more than sometimes a song will do it, like track 3 will fade out.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you fading out for?
And then in my head, I'm like, because just probably mental illness, I'm like, so when does it end?
Yeah,
Like, when is it
going?
at 0? It's still going. And like, how long were they going in the studio?
Yeah.
And isn't that the end? Or what?
Yeah.
What? And I'm still thinking about that as the next song starts. He's like, they played the chapter.
They had to stop at some point.
They had to.
So how did they stop?
Or did they record that last and they're still going?
I just like, because of the way you end a song is sometimes fun.
Yeah.
Or cool.
That's
or
why I like
you can do it.
boom, boom, ka.
Yeah, you can do a dang, wow, or you can do a down, 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 down.
Yeah.
Or you can do a like map change where they all fade out except the
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
and I think the little guy is still going.
From the turlet in the bathroom?
The guitar is screeching and his voice is screeching. Like, how'd you match the guitar sound to be as annoying as a guy screaming like that?
I'm just in the middle of the room.
Anyway,
Let's go!
everyone's left already. Everyone's like, hey, we stopped a
Guy
while
just
ago.
takes his guitar off and just over the head to me.
Your teeth become piano keys. We don't do piano here.
We don't do no piano here.
Anyway,
I say good. And to this album, I say good.
yeah.
That's Jeff Rosenstock's HELLMODE. What do you got? Last looks here, buddy. What do you got?
I think we touched on everything. I like this a lot. It introduced me to this artist who I now like a lot and like a lot of his other stuff. I'll be checking out whatever he does next. Very happy to have found it. And just a nice plug for Bandcamp. I'm finding, and I have for years, but they just got some. I mean, a lot of it you click on, you're like, I'll never listen to this ever, 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 ever. Stop showing this to me. But then once in a blue moon, you say, my new favorite artist.
Yeah, I mentioned it last time briefly too, but you listen to those. I think Brad Sanders, for me, the radio I listen to on there is the metal one, where he curates and he'll interview someone each episode about a new album that's coming out. But as they play, you get the little, album art, and you can go right to that album.
Yeah.
And I've found a few bands that I'll pick up their stuff or add it maybe to the, add it to my library or something, or buy some merch. They do a good job over there. I think he writes for a few different. They have people that like work for different. I think maybe he's written some stuff for Pitchfork, but he's done a lot of stuff for like heavier like Decibel and stuff. And all their writers kind of are music reviewers or musicians.
They seem to be curate
well.
Yeah, with an eye not for sort of the like the pitchfork aspect. Not because you specifically brought it up just now, but there is a sort of thumbing your nose or like looking down at certain types of music or whatever, and there's just none of that over there.
No, and
like
they cover every, like even that show. He'll say, "Here's the type of like kind of, I guess, metal work like I'm going to be doing this episode." And sometimes I'm like, not for me or not. I'm not listening to this thing is not for me.
Sure.
And I get that, and it's, but they really get into here's this for these people, here's this for these people. But it gives you you can listen to it and figure out for yourself if you like that stuff. And I like that it's curated, not just, maybe they'll sponsor us. But I like it because like a lot of what you get from maybe Spotify or like Apple Music is the discover based on what you're listening to kind of generated.
Which is oftentimes not really.
It can be very strange.
It can
Sometimes
be strange.
It's awesome.
Sometimes
I'm
it
like,
works. Yeah.
Oh, I found something great that way. But I like also when there's a person being like, hey, if you like this stuff, I know a lot about it, so here's something else.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And merch, a lot of times you can find stuff that you can't find elsewhere. It might be sold out, or they have like a Bandcamp exclusive or something.
Yeah.
So that's great. Thanks, Bandcamp, for sponsoring this episode.
And the Bandcamp Fridays where
it all goes
to the artist. Love that.
That's when
Just
you pick up the
love
stuff
that.
and they say it's coming up.
Yep.
Next Friday, you get a shirt and they get $10.
So I give this probably 8.5 at least.
I'd say 7.5 just because I have that back catalog of stuff that I thought No Dream was really good. I think it's super, super catchy. I think this one's maybe a little less catchy. That's not a bad thing. It's just preference. Sure. Worry, I think a lot of people will say Worry is sort of one of his better ones. I feel like they're all, to me, I'm like, I can listen to any of them and they're all great.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I think Bomb the Music Industry stuff is great. I really like his Worry's great. What Posts, but yeah, No Dream, maybe because it was the last one. There's some more of that in my head.
Yeah.
And this is just a little different than those, but awesome.
Yeah.
7.5. From me, for Mr. Rosenstock, we thank you for letting us review your album. And let us know what we got wrong in the comments. Because I'm sure people can be, well, some people are assholes, right? Even a guy like this, when stuff's cool, I'll go to see like, what are other people saying about his albums, ranking his albums, and some people just are annoying. Like, oh, you think this? It's like, yeah, that's what that person thinks.
Yeah,
we've talked about it here. We could have the same band and like completely different things from them.
Yeah, isn't that fun? Isn't that the fun aspect? Like,
whatever. I'm done with it. Okay. I'm done with it. You know,
right, you're right. So, what should we listen to this week, old pal?
Okay, here's what I'm thinking.
Here we go.
I brought Every Time I Die last week.
You did.
Went over like gangbusters.
Yep, loved it.
I had thought of something like that, but maybe I'll come back to that. The problem is I've covered, I think, a lot of favorite bands.
Sure.
So I'm trying to think, what's something I can cover like this this is new to you, so you could still say it's maybe a favorite currently, but
yeah, right now I'm spinning it quite a bit.
I haven't picked bands that I've been listening to. A lot of them I've been listening to for half my life at this point.
Right.
I thought of going the route of producer also. Jack Shirley we talked about, but then the band I was going to the band I was going to bring up was one that I was told Landon is going to hate, so I said let's hold off on that. And I was thinking about Fugazi too, just going back to that. Again, wasn't sure what album to pick. There's a few, and that's a whole thing in itself with the bands it's related to. Do I want to cover them first? Anyway, album lyric on this reminded me of a lyric of a new artist I've also been listening to, who surprised me by how much I've enjoyed this new album. He's had 2 albums. One came out, I think, just a couple years ago, and the last one just came out in late 2023. I think you'll probably know the lyric when you hear it, but it's also a singer-songwriter, but a little different than this, just to give us a different flavor for next time, bi-weekly, of course. Mm-hmm. This is the new album by Petey. Petey.
Of course, Pablo. I'm kidding.
It is. Petey, his new album, USA.
Yes, finally we can
say what we really think about this country.
Yeah. Hey, this has been on my to-listen list.
This is one that I
haven't yet.
We'll get into it more next week.
Okay.
But it's one I was just
pleasantly surprised, you would say.
Pleasantly surprised, and if I can say that. No. And then I was talking to my brother and his wife recently, and they said we're going to a Petey concert soon, and I was like, hey, I just started listening to that.
Born Peter Martin.
Yeah, so God bless him, goes by Petey.
I love that.
So check that out. We'll listen to that next time.
This is fun. I think I might already have my next one picked, just based on Petey.
Disgusting.
Isn't that crazy?
Sick.
But
it's sick
we'll
to
see.
think ahead that much.
We'll see. We can't plan for stuff like that. As we learned from Death Cab for Cutie, we cannot make plans for your sister Sarah will kill you. What happened in this?
Laughing at God or something?
That's right. So check out our episode of Death Cab for Cutie, and check out next in 2 weeks when we come back here and we discuss Petey's USA.
Listen to it, love it. We're earbuds. You're our apostrophe buds, and we'll see you on the next one. And then you put your hand towards the camera like it's blacking it out. Pew, pew. There we go.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Each week we listen to an album, here's our mind. Just know it's gonna take about 3 hours of your time to hear us complain or praise each other's taste. But no matter what, at the end of the day, we're just best friends.